zitten hier weer backstage in onze interviewruimte van TMF met toch wel heel grote gasten, namelijk de kerels van Muse. Welcome back at the festival, because it's the 4th time you play here. With your latest tour, you've done 18 months of touring. And right now the whole story starts over again, because a new album is going to be released very soon. Is it like, well, good, fun, exciting, or is it like, oh my god, not again 18 months?
It's very exciting, because we got a new album to play, so it's always very exciting to play new songs, and this is literally going to be our 3rd gig or something. So we're really actually excited to get on the road and just see lots of cities and play lots of new songs and play to fans and people. So it's a very exciting time. We're not jaded yet.
Hopefully. That would be a disaster. I don't know how it is with bands like Muse. Do you still have rehearsals every week or something like that?
We don't rehearse as much as we should, you know. I think some of these gigs we've only done 2 gigs before. We did like a warm-up gig in Milan. We did a small theatre in London. And we felt like we didn't really rehearse enough, so the gigs were kind of like we were learning the songs for the first time on stage, you know. But I think we're in better shape now. But I think we've learned a lesson that next time we go on tour, we need to do a lot of rehearsal before we start. Yeah.
But there was no time, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were doing. It seemed like we were doing a lot of like interviews and things like that, and it seemed like we didn't have time to do any rehearsals, so we've had to just go straight on tour and see what happens.
Now, when you tour, you do so many gigs that I can imagine that in your own free time, you're not really interested anymore in going to see other bands on gigs, that you're fed up with seeing stages.
Sometimes, but you know, it depends where you live. I live in London at the moment, so I'll go and see some bands now and again. I went and saw Lightning Bolt. That's the last gig I went to, which is like 2-piece, like bass and drums, 2 geezers losing their minds, playing some kind of dark, weird experimental rock of some kind. But now and again I'll go and see some gigs. I like to go and see bands when we do festivals.
Yeah. Because we just had the editors here and they were so frightened because they saw you next to the stage, so they were like, oh my fucking god, it's Muse washing. Do you do that a lot, seeing bands at festivals?
Yeah, I think festivals, that's one of the things I like the most about festivals, is the chance to see bands that you would not normally get the chance to see. And today, I saw Kanye West today. That's the first time I've seen him play, and the editors, which are great. Yeah, and it's festivals bring lots of different styles of music together, and it's nice to have that atmosphere, you know.
Now, on this new album, you said in different interviews that you got in a way inspired by some Belgian bands. Did you discover them when you were previously on this festival, or is it more like you heard their CDs?
Well, I think Belgian music in general, like going back to Deus in the sort of Belgium, like the early 90s, and then bands like Evil Superstars and Millionaire, Soul Wax. Yeah, I think over the years we've always found sometimes maybe more inspiration from rock music outside of England, you know, and so I think it's been a kind of long thing with us really since the mid 90s. Since we first started, we've always been quite interested in some of the bands that come out of here, you know.
When I see you on stage, Matt, I sometimes think that you're a bit lost in your own world and in your own music, and sometimes you do some crazy stuff, and once you even smashed the guitar to your face and you had to go to a hospital. Are you more careful when after that happened?
Well, I mean, you can't really predict what's going to happen, you know. The reason I smashed my face was because it was a really small stage, and we'd just come off a tour of like large gigs, and I sort of went to the small stage, I went mental and fell over and made an arse of myself, basically. But no, I think on stage it's all about the moment, you know. You sort of forget everything, you forget everything else, you know. You forget the past, you forget the future, and you kind of really concentrate on where you are, and you try to give everything into your instrument or your performance, you know. I think you know, like, for example, like, you know, the bass player from Chili Peppers, Flea, you know, like if you watch him, you know, like that's I want to be like that, you know, just someone who's completely 100% in their instrument, you know. I think he's one of my favourite performers.
You're very close to him on the stage. You have 4 albums out now. Is it now easier to make a set list, or is there backstage a quarrel like, no, I want that song, yeah, but I want that song, is it easier now to make a set list?
It's harder, really, because there's more stuff to not play, you know. So we did a gig the other night, we realised we weren't playing anything off our first album. And it's just, there's more songs to remember, there's more lyrics to remember. So it's kind of harder to get a set. But I mean, I think we're probably playing mostly new stuff, because that's like, you know, because it's new for us and it's exciting. So it's you know, we just got a lot of good tracks to play, I suppose.
And it's exciting for the fans as well. Hopefully they'll like the songs, but I'm sure they will. Thank you very much for dropping by. Muse.